Hello everybody. We're going to take a look at Unit 5.2D, which is finding the area of a circle. So in this first problem, we're trying to find the area of this circle, which has a diameter of 10. So we're going to have to use pi for this formula. And let's take a look. Let's see, let's go to the GED WAMAP formula sheets. And in linear measure, we have the circumference of a circle, how to find that, 2 pi r, or pi times the diameter. And pi on the GED is equal to 3.14. And this is an approximation, which is why they use the wavy equal sign. So a couple of things to be alert for when you're using pi. Pi can be estimated in a number of different ways. 3.14 is the usual way. If you are using the symbol pi on your calculator, you will get a different answer than if you use 3.14, because 3.14 is a less accurate approximation of pi. So if it tells you what pi is equal to, use that number. And if it doesn't, you can use pi on your calculator. And then usually with a pi problem, where your pi is an irrational number, goes on forever, 3.141592653, and on and on and on. You will usually have a little rounding to do. And so watch up here where it says round your number to the nearest tenth. They could have said nearest hundredth or thousandth, and then that's where you have to apply your rounding rule. So the basic formula for the area of a circle is right here, area of a circle. So we're doing 2 dimensions. It's pi r squared, and r is the radius, and the radius is squared, which means we've got something like this. We're doing this shape. We're going to take the area of this shape as a square. Let's see. And we're going to multiply that by 3 times 3.14159263, blah, blah, blah. So pi times this square gives you this total area in square units. And it's ironic, of course, to chop a circle up into squares because you got all this round space. But that's the formula, pi times r squared. So you square the radius and then multiply this area by 3.14, and then you'll get the area of the circle. Some problems will give you the diameter first, in which case you have to take half of the diameter and square that. So it's always pi r squared, pi r squared. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at, here's one where they give you the diameter is 10. Here's one with the radius is 10. So this one you would be using 5, half of that value. All right, and don't forget about the rounding. All right, so those are the formula sheets. We got the formula, we got our number, and then if you need more practice, you can click the More Practice tab, and there's a practice sheet you can work on inside of WAMAP, and the answers are on the next page, but try to work these on your own first. And then if you want to make your own copy of this sheet, you can click here and it will create one in your Google Drive account. All right, so let's take a look at how to work this. Pi r squared is the area of a circle. So we've got area is equal to pi r squared. R is 10, so that's halfway the distance from the center of the circle to the edge. And so we're going to take 10 squared. Let's rewrite this formula as pi times 10 squared. And then, well, let's just demonstrate. My calculator needs to be replaced, my GED calculator, so I'm calculating things using the internet today. But pi times 10 squared, in case you're wondering, you can type this in this way. Pi, pi is standard, the standard way to write pi when you can't do this symbol. So times 10 squared, and this caret key is an uppercase 6 on your keyboard. That's how you raise this 10 to this power. So 10 to the second power, or 10 squared, is written with this 10 caret key 2. And if we hit enter, it should give us our answer. And we find it's 314.159265359. So this is just pi times 100, right? Because our radius was 10. And that became 100 when we squared it, and 100 times pi is 314.159. So we need to round this to the to the tenths place. So we're going to do that, and the way I recommend that you do that is write out the number. So we had 314.14159 like that, and just underline the number we want to round, and then look at the number on the immediate right. And so on your worksheets, I want you to show this step, okay? Very specific way of rounding. If this number is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then the number that's underlined goes up by 1. It gets incremented by 1. And so we've got, from our preliminary answer, we get our final answer, which is 314.2. Okay, so our preliminary answer, and then we have this rounding thing. So when we're at WAMAP, we're going to watch for those steps to get put in. Let's try and put this one in. So 314.2. See how we did. Awesome. Okay, so that one was correct. And be sure to check here. I know on looking at your tests, over the years, people who don't follow these instructions, or if you forget how to round, be sure to review your rounding. And let's just let's go over here and see what we get with. I'm going to take out pi because they didn't tell us what pi was equal to, so we used the symbol at WAMAP. But for the GED, I just want to show you, if we have 3.14, GED told us to use this number. If we calculate it with this, then our answer is 314. And if we round that 314 to the first decimal point, it would be 314.0, which would be different from this answer. And the reason is when you use the symbol for pi, you get the whole number, whatever your system has. So maybe to 10 or 20 decimal places. And if you use an abbreviation, you're already introducing a lack of precision into your answer. So when the GED tells you pi is equal to 3.14, believe it. Whenever they give you the instructions, be sure to read everything. And if they want you to round your answer, be sure to do that. If they tell you that pi can either be a pi symbol or 3.14, then you can use either. But usually there's instructions involving pi because it's irrational and it complicates things. So you just have to be aware going in. All right, try to work this problem. You've got the diameter here, and they aren't saying what these units are, but all the way across a circle, that line is the diameter. Half of that would be the radius, so use 5 for this one. Pi r squared, pi times 5 squared, and see what you get for your answer. If you run into trouble, just click that message instructor button and let me know, and I'll try to get to you within 24 hours. All right, give it a shot.